Welcome to this month's Dossier fragrance review. Thank you to Dossier for sponsoring today's video. If you're a new viewer and you're just stumbling on this video, I've been working pretty long term with Dossier to bring monthly content reviewing a ton of their fragrances. I have tons of videos, so if you go on the website and you're ever curious about a specific perfume, I've probably done a review on it. So I'm gonna link all my previous Dossier content in the description box. But I'm always on the lookout and always try to be just on top of all of the new releases, and I got more new releases. Also, they have revamped their look, so they have these new packages now. Dossier is a designer-inspired fragrance house that brings you high-quality perfumes at accessible price points. They constantly keep up on all the new releases, and they're pretty on top with their inspired fragrances. Like the ones that I just picked up in this video, they just came out with the Rare Beauty Rare perfume. They came out with the Juliet Has Miami Shake. I've been waiting for this. They also have Vanilla 28 now that I reviewed in my last month's video. Chanel Chance Eau Splendide, this also recently came out. Glossier Urev, and so many more. They're always on top with their inspired fragrances, but they also do Dossier Originals. They always come out with new Dossier Originals as well. They work with celebrities and influencers to come out with collaborative perfumes, and they also have diffusers and candles of some of your favorite scents as well. You can now also find Dossier at your local Walmarts and even Target, so they're pretty accessible now even in stores. But I know most of us are in the comfort of our own home comfortably shopping online, and they have made that even easier with their risk-free program where you can order up to 5 cents at a time. Shipping is always free for 4 bottles or more. You can try out each fragrance before making any commitment, and you can return any bottle you choose to not keep within 30 days, no questions asked. And on top of their extremely affordable prices, they constantly are running bulk deals and different sales, so you can get incredible deals on some of your favorite perfumes without having to spend 1, 2, 3, 4, even 500 plus. So with all that said, let's get into the perfumes that I got this month. Starting with, I think, my most anticipated one. I was so excited to get this in the mail. They have recreated Rare Beauty's Rare perfume, which if you know, that is one of my favorite fragrances. So I was so curious how this was gonna smell. By the way, you get all the info of the fragrance right here on the sleeve of the perfume. So Rare Beauty Rare, and here on the side you get some of the notes. This smells just like Rare. This is incredible. I've told you guys before if there's like different nuances, because of course sometimes recreations are not always 100% spot on. I believe this one is 100%. I told you with the Kiali one that I tried, there was a little bit of like a freshness in it initially last month that I got, but then it dried down like Vanilla 28. I feel like this one, the opening, the dry down, and everything in between is exact to Rare, and I love Rare. It has pink pepper, caramel, and vanilla. It's a spicy, fruity, and bouquet-infused way to indulge in your caramel vanilla cravings. And as we know, Rare Beauty's perfume is also a little bit similar to Burberry Goddess. And this is as well, but the difference with Rare and even this is that caramel. So this is just more indulgent, more decadent, and a little bit creamier, and it also is minus that lavender, which I know some people don't like about the Burberry. I personally love it, but I know a lot of people don't love the lavender, and with this scent you don't get lavender, you just get that gorgeous, delicious, sexy vanilla with that undertone of caramel. This is a 10 out of 10 scent. If you've been looking and getting Rare, I highly recommend Gourmand Caramel. Next one, I really wanted to try this because there's been instances when it comes to Dossier where I've actually liked the Dossier version better. For example, when it comes to the Jo Malone Wood Sage and Sea Salt, I absolutely love that scent, but on me it does not last more than 5 minutes, and it's like over $150, whereas the Dossier version lasts on me forever and it's the exact same scent. So I way more prefer Dossier, and it's a fraction of the cost. So I wanted to see with this scent, I've mentioned before how the Glossier U flankers are just not my favorite scents at all, but I saw that they recently put out a version that's inspired by Glossier Urev. So I wanted to see if maybe I would like this more. This is a warm, creamy musk and sandalwood layered with decadent gourmand goodness. Just reading that, I was like, that sounds really good, but I know I didn't really love Glossier Urev, so I was curious what this was gonna give. This has buttercream, white musks, and sandalwood as some of the keynotes. And this is definitely that instance where I like this more. It feels creamier to me overall than Glossier Urev, which I just found kind of all over the place. Like I just didn't even understand that release at all. And this definitely feels creamier. It's a lot easier to like. It's still not my favorite scent of all time. Like I would much rather go for this if I'm looking for a sweet, gourmand, delicious, sexy fragrance. This is top tier, the gourmand caramel. But if you love Glossier Urev and again you don't want to pay that price point, musky buttercream is really good and it's creamier in my opinion. Next up, this is inspired by Chanel's Chance Eau Splendide. This I believe is the newest Chanel Chance flanker that recently-ish came out, like a couple months ago, and I remember smelling that in store and I actually really wanted it because it's like this berry version, like this fresh berry perfume, but I smelled it in store and it just smelled like the most generic fresh berry scent ever. I was like, I can literally recreate this in a body spray. Why would I need to spend this absurd amount of money on this? And it also didn't last at all, but I'm so happy to say this is phenomenal. This is such a good daily everyday scent that just smells fresh, clean, but berry-like, and you know I love my berries. It says a playful poise, sophisticated fruity floral, if sweetness and joy were a string of pearls. And this has raspberry, rose, and violet. Those are some of my favorite notes. I love raspberry, as you know, anything berries I'm obsessed with. Rose I really like when it's done in that rose water way, which I definitely remember the Chanel Chance Eau Splendide smelling like, so I prefer this. And I've also just loved violet. Just purple florals in general have always been my vibe, and this smells incredible. This smells so fresh. It's so uplifting. Perfect out the shower scent. Very spring appropriate, but even summer appropriate for like the summer months. It just feels really invigorating, refreshing, but so pretty. I definitely prefer this over the OG Chanel Chance, like the pink one that everyone was obsessed with. I love the berry of this. I don't know what the berries were in the Chanel Chance Eau Splendide, but the raspberry in here really pulls through and mixes so well with the rose. Very pink, warm floral. It smells really expensive, but again, really understated in a really beautiful way. It sits close to the skin, but it still projects beautifully and it wears really well. And then this, I was anticipating this so much. This is inspired by Miami Shake from Juliet Has a Gun. I remember when that scent first came out, there was so much discourse online and people didn't like it, and then I remember smelling it in store and I was like, this is amazing. I don't know what people are not liking about this, but I couldn't justify spending that amount of money on that scent. And it also kind of reminded me of the Skylar Boardwalk Delight a little bit, but when I saw that Dossier came out with their version, I had to get this, and I think a lot of you guys are gonna love this because this is such a good literal strawberry milk scent. It's so lactonic and delicious, but it has that sweet berry vibe at the same time. It says stir up the good vibes with sweet swirls of juicy strawberry and creamy vanilla, and it's got strawberry, milky accord, and vanilla. And this smells just like Miami Shake. This is so good. The strawberry in it is so vibrant. It literally smells like strawberry milk. Like, have you guys ever had the Nesquik strawberry powder thing that you mix with milk? I was obsessed with that as a kid, and this smells so good. So strawberry forward, but in like an ice cream way. Like, smells like strawberry gelato. It's delicious, it's gourmand, but also really summer appropriate because it's not a nauseating gourmand. This just smells phenomenal to me. So lots of really good scents in this one. And then my last fragrance that I picked up, this is an original and it's called Airy Linens, and it comes from the Clean Comforts collection. I wanted this because I thought this would be so good for this time of year because it's getting to a point where I literally do not want to step foot outside. It's over 100 degrees here in Florida and it's humid, and literally, no exaggeration, the second you step foot outside, you're just drenched in sweat and it's like the air is thick. It feels like you're being suffocated. So the last thing I want to wear in this type of weather is anything remotely too strong and like too sweet. Even though I love sweet scents, it's just not suitable in this weather. So I thought something like this would be kind of perfect. This is an intimate delight of freshly laundered sheets against bare skin, clean and crisp, capturing the simple elegance of purity itself. I've always said this, but I'm always like, what is the point of scents that just smells like clean laundry? But now I totally get the point of scents that smell like clean laundry, because sometimes you just don't want to put a perfume on. Sometimes you just want to smell clean and that's it. period. Like, that's it. That's what I wanted with this scent. This has aldehydes, transparent white flowers, and musk. It's like cotton, sheets, linen. There's something so nostalgic about it. So fresh and uplifting. It feels a little aromatic as well. So good. It just makes you feel like the cleanest person alive. And sometimes that's all you need, really. Like right now, especially because I've been filming videos all day and I'm like covered in perfumes, all I want to do is go and take a shower and just spray this perfume on for the rest of the day. That's probably what I'm going to do. If you want just a plain bare linen, crisp, clean, refreshing scent, this Airy Linens is the scent for sure. That is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this month's Dossier fragrance review. Thank you to Dossier for sponsoring today's video, and let me know any scents on there that I haven't reviewed that you would like for me to review. And as always, I'm going to keep a lookout on the site for new scents to pick up for my next month's Dossier fragrance review. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and turn your post notifications on, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.